Welcome to this week's episode of the $1 Billion Movie Club. Each and every week we talk about movies that made a lot of money, and we go, wow, you could buy a lot of Minions with those monies.
Or you could buy Minion cereal boxes with those monies.
Hi, my name is Christian and with the Minions cereal boxes.
Pawan Meta.
Pawan, is that a marketing box for the sequel to Minions?
Yeah, The Rise of Gru.
Now I gotta double check. I think that's coming out 2022, is it not? When did you get that box?
Like 2 months ago?
Got that box 2 months ago. And according to Wikipedia, Minions The Rise of Gru is scheduled to be released in the US on July 1st, 2022.
Listen, they gotta indoctrinate them early. Literally the other day, my mom was coming back from like the farmer's market with a bunch of shit. And like one of the things among her thing was like clementines, where like the labeling also had Minions on it. And like she didn't even notice.
So to clarify, the film was previously scheduled to be released on July 3rd, 2020 and July 2nd, 2021 due to COVID pushing it back. And again, it's been pushed back. Wow, that's a lot of time to wait for more Minions. Thankfully, we have some Minions today because Pawan, we're talking about a film
called Minions. It's got Minions.
Released
that's how they talk.
Released on July 10th, 2015 with a budget of $74 million. This is probably one of our least expensive films to talk about. It opened in the US with a box office opening of $115.7 million. I don't know how long it was number one. Let's say 18 weeks. That sounds right, right? Where's the date? I lost the date. August something. I forgot the date. Dave McNary at Variety states, Minions hit $1 billion at the worldwide box office. It's notable for being the first non-Disney animated film to cross $1 billion and currently is the highest non-Disney grossing animated film. Also, fun fact, Universal's third film that year to hit $1 billion, making it the first studio to make $3 billion releases after Furious 7 and Jurassic World. It would go on to gross $336 million domestically and $1.159 billion worldwide. At the time, it was the 38th highest grossing domestic and 10th highest grossing film worldwide. Currently sits at 61 domestic and 21st worldwide. Pawan, what happens in this movie? Because seriously, what happens in this movie?
So the Minions are prehistoric. They odubuduba their way through all of ancient history.
They do.
For example, the pyramids. They were standing on a little point, but it's because they flipped it upside down. It's like, oh no, we messed up the plans, and then they kill all the people they were working for.
They did.
And that seems to be a recurring theme throughout history. They just murder whoever they work for.
It was the Egyptians with the pyramids.
It was the first human with suggesting the
spatula.
Yeah.
The fly swatter.
The club.
The dinosaur. We forgot the T-Rex.
Oh yeah.
Dracula? Or just generic vampire?
Let's say Dracula. Let's give him Dracula.
And then Napoleon Bonaparte, right?
Yep.
All dead because of the Minions.
And then later on, they got a Yeti that they murdered. There's a lot of murder in this movie for it to be PG. But I'm not done with my synopsis. All right. They murder their way through all their bosses. They keep getting ostracized by society because they keep murdering the people they work for. And they're not happy about that. So like they're forced to be in a little cave hole by themselves. And over time, they become dejected. They have no purpose.
Oh, no.
They're like, we need to serve person.
Oh no.
And then like our boy Kevin's like, I'm a set on an expedition. I'm gonna find us a new boss, a new evil beetle Knievel.
Evil beetle
Knievel.
Wow, go on.
So then they end up in New York City. And then they're like, oh, but the evil person convention's in Orlando. So they go to Orlando and they meet Scarlet Pumperpill.
Is that her name?
And that's how they call her.
Overkill.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then she's like, if you get me the crown, you'll be set for life. But then Bob, the little one, is like, oh no, I'm a save us by pulling the sword from the stone, and I'm the new king. Scarlet Pumperpill was not happy about that, and they fight. That's the movie.
Have you seen a Despicable Me before?
Yeah, I saw Despicable Me 1 and Despicable Me 2.
Why do I feel we're going to have trouble saying the word despicable a lot in this podcast? I saw one way back around when it came out, and then finally saw two like the same day I saw Minions. Never saw Minions before. I enjoy them. They're good movies.
Yeah, they're fun. They're fun. I have a feeling you're about to say you didn't enjoy this one.
Oh, I enjoy the Minion. See, the thing with the Minions is I think they're the easiest punching bag because they are arguably the most oversaturated thing of the decade.
Yeah, I mean, like, thank you for joining us for another Minion Friday, by the way. Anyone watching this the day it comes out, Minion Fridays.
Or, 7 days after it comes out, or 14 days after it comes out, or 21 days after it comes out.
You can only watch this episode on Minion Fridays. Wow. Like, otherwise, it's not going to be on any of the streaming services. If you somehow get a way to do it, don't add us, okay? You're lying.
Is it Professor Flux's time machine that sent you to Minion Friday?
Well, no, he's dead.
But the time machine's not dead. He's dead, not the time machine. You know what I'm saying?
Again, there's like so much murder in this movie.
So the weird thing about this movie, thinking of other animated features, this is the first non-Disney to cross the billion.
Yes.
There's a sort of groundedness to Disney and Pixar that's not in these films. They're much more slapstick, wacky, comical, quote unquote cartoony, if you will. Mm-hmm. And so you're allowed to do these weird things of the gymnastics and their arms stretching and choosing whether or not to kill people. Because there should be some dead minions, let's be honest. But they're not.
Nah.
They're not. It doesn't serve the plot. It is very Looney Tunesy. I think a lot of people will compare it to Looney Tunes in the ridiculousness of the situations and what goes on. And how it ignores normal physics.
What? Speaking of which, the scene that I really, really loved was when what was his name? Played by John Hamm.
Blerb.
Herb. Oh yeah,
he doesn't even know a Blerb.
The scene with Blerb. I love that scene where he was trying to torture the minions, but like they just stretch and squash so easily.
It starts off with him like chaining them to this stretch machine, and like they're chained in different ways. Some have more chains than the other. One has it around the neck, one has it around the eye, and then it stretches, and they all stretch in different ways. They don't make sense.
There is no singular minion anatomy.
There is not.
I mean, some have one eye, some have two. Some are long and lanky, some are short and pudgy.
I thought you were gonna rhyme.
I don't know how to do that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What's a rhyme?
You need a rhyme and a reason to do stuff.
I mean, the Scarlet Overkill and Scarlet Pumperpill rhyme. Does that rhyme?
I think they do.
Boom. Okay. I guess if I speak Minionese and Humanese, I rhyme.
Well done. So yeah, this movie's fun. It's so empty, but it's fun.
You know what it reminded me a lot of?
Huh?
That old Saturday. Well, not that old. Like 2000s.
Okay.
2000 Saturday morning cartoon Johnny Test.
I never actually watched Johnny Test. I'd always, I'd watch the show before Johnny Test and not forget to change the channel or I'm doing something. And so I'd always hear the theme song, but I never actually watched the show.
Again, much like how this was maligned by critics. Johnny Test.
Hold up. This was not maligned by critics.
Look at that behind you. That's a rotten score, okay? That's a rotten score.
55%. This is one of the better reviewed films we've talked about, I'm pretty sure.
Rotten score.
No. Half the people who watched it said they liked it. More than half. That's a pretty good record. It's divisive. It's like, I don't know, Joker or Promising Young Woman. It's divisive. Some people love it, some people hate it.
But like, I feel like there's a lot of people that might be going into this and it's like, oh, it's just kid stuff. It's like, so what?
It is enjoyable.
Not everything needs a deeper meaning, man. Just let the minions kill their bosses and watch it as it goes through time like that.
I will say, having just watched Despicable Me 2, and from what I remember from the first one, there is a nice heart to the Gru daughter's relationship that is missing here, and I would have liked that.
I mean,
but
there's hints.
Fun.
There's hints.
Oh, you mean when he like licks his thumb and then wipes Bob?
Yeah, like that. Like but like the thing is also you're getting the sense that Gru wasn't like an evil villain, whereas the people they're dealing with here are.
Sure.
Like with that bait and switch of the bedtime story by Scarlet Pumperpill.
Which is one of my favorite moments of this movie. It's so adorably animated. It's a fun movie.
Yeah.
Did I kind of forget what happened a little?
Listen, I enjoyed how many dance numbers there were.
Oh, there's so many songs and dances.
Like, you know what? There's a cliche when it comes to like mediocre children's movies that's like you got to have a dance number every once in a while, even if there's no meaning for it. But like, you know, in this one, they did it.
There is a meaning to it. The minions love doing it. And who cares as long as you do what you love? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Like,
you know what I'm
saying? Like that one scene where he was hypnotizing the guards and then they just have these huge locks of hair.
Well, I assume they were aren't they the British guards with that giant hat? So wasn't the hair under the hat?
Oh, I guess, yeah.
I may have also looked away and missed it because I looked away and out of nowhere they had long hair. I was like,
let me just pull that away.
Adorable. Bob, Stewart, Kevin, fun. They are very much copying the dynamics of the little girls from the Despicable Me movies. But that's fine because the little one is so adorable that you love it. Oh, you're eating on the podcast now? Come on, you know people don't like when people eat on the podcast.
It's Saturday morning, bro.
It's Minion Friday. We talked about it.
It's Minion Friday, Saturday morning.
If you're going to eat, at least make it ASMR so some people will enjoy it.
No,
that was just your saliva. I did not enjoy that.
I mean, that's what ASMR involves.
Saliva?
Yeah. Have you never actually seen ASMR?
I'm not hip to the world. I finally saw Minions for the first time. All right. Now, the cast in this movie, pretty stellar cast. I was not expecting this cast. Got Sandy B. I don't think we've seen her in a movie yet.
Sandy B.
Yeah, Sandy B. Like the Grease song, "Look at Me, I'm Sandy B." Yeah, John Hamm. We have a return from Michael Keaton.
Return?
Michael Keaton appeared twice so far in this podcast in animated features. Podcast. Toy Story 3 and Despicable Minions.
Whoa,
Despicable
you Minions. Almost rhymed there.
That's why my mind is weird. Allison Janney's always great to hear from. Steve Coogan. Jennifer Saunders is a name
you don't... Queen?
Yes. Do you recognize this name?
No.
She is famous in Britain for absolutely fabulous. We will know her as the fairy godmother from Shrek 2.
Nice.
And finally, the narrator, Barbossa himself, Jeffrey Rush.
You know what? I'm gonna say it right now, right here. Controversial. Shrek 2 should have made $1 billion, or if not it should be re-released so that it can.
Had Shrek 2 come out today, it would have made $1 billion. Shrek 2 made a shit ton of money.
That movie's the bomb.
Like, shit ton. A shit ton.
But back to Minions.
No. How much?
They like bananas.
How much? A banana ton.
Oof.
Now you understand? I spoke your language. I didn't realize the Minionese is a mixture of multiple actual languages.
Yeah, also, like once in a while they will just straight up speak in Spanish.
Yeah.
Like nothing English. Else, just Spanish.
Or English. Oh, and shouts to Pierre, Coffin, and Kyle Balda, who directed this. And Pierre Coffin plays all the Minions. So a man many talents, both directing and minioning.
They're yellow. They're squishy. They're stretchy. Some have hair, some don't.
Is this going to be the entire podcast you describing Minions to those who've somehow never seen a Minion before in their life?
They wear goggles. That's important. That's important. Yeah. One of them became King of England for a little bit.
Which, if that's not the next season of The Crown, I don't know why people watch The Crown. King Bob.
You know, I will say one thing about that. So, like, the Minions are there to serve evil people, right? And by the end of the money, and by the end of the movie,
the end
of the movie, they're out here helping out the queen, the monarchy. Just putting that out there. Just putting that idea out there.
You mean the most evil of them all? The most evil of them all. Is this all we have to say about this movie? It's just
like,
really...
there's a lot of fun gags, but like to explain it is to like ruin it in a sense.
Here's the thing with this movie, right? Is that it goes on for an hour and a half. It could be like 5-10 minute shorts.
Yeah, it could.
Like, there's no reason I'm shocked there's no Minions like Cartoon Network TV show yet.
Well, they don't want to dilute the brand in a sense.
Because they're not there yet. They're not there yet.
Listen, because they don't have that many animation outputs, it's only the images. So it's like, that's why it has its power.
Illumination doesn't have that many animated outputs.
The vanilla vibe, bro. That's what it is.
Illumination. Let's go over their filmography. Despicable Me. Hop. I forgot about Hop.
They also did Sing, right?
The Lorax, Despicable Me 2, Minions, Secret Life of Pets, Sing, Despicable Me 3, The Grinch, Secret
Lights of Pets.
Wait, Secret Life of Pets 2 came out already? Whoa. That did not do what I thought it would. Because I thought it was
that was like before movie theaters closed down.
June 2019.
Yeah.
I relatively enjoy their movies. I've enjoyed the Despicable Me's. I don't love Sing. Weirdly, I think Sing should have been a Netflix miniseries. But that's kind of for another day.
Listen. The good thing about Sing is that it reminded me of Far, Far Away Idol, which is included in the Shrek 2 DVD.
Hold on.
As a bonus feature.
We know when you say Far, Far Away Idol. If you're listening to this podcast and you don't know what Far, Far Away Idol is, Better hire some minions to open a window and turn you to dust, because fuck off.
Listen, they're doing a 20th anniversary re-release of Shrek 1. In a couple years when they do Shrek 2, they best put that on the DVD. That's all I'm saying.
2024.
That's all I'm saying.
2024.
So what do you think? What do you think we're gonna get first? We're gonna get, or do you think we're gonna get the Shrek reboot or the Shrek 2 re-release?
The word is they're working on a Shrek 5.
Yeah, they are. But like, what do you think is gonna happen first? They've been working on Shrek 5 since like 2016.
What do you mean by a re-release?
Like the way they're doing for Shrek 1 right now was like 20th anniversary 4K Ultra HD Steelbook.
So are you asking me if we're getting Shrek 5 before 2024?
Yes.
You know, it might be a Secret Life of Pets 2. It might come out and no one remembers.
You know, what I'm thinking is they're going to treat Shrek 5 the way James Cameron's treating these Avatar sequels. The technology's just not there, man.
I don't think we will, because I didn't realize they're still working on a Puss in Boots sequel to be released in 2022, 11 years after the first one.
Yo, they really be taking their... See, that's the thing. These DreamWorks animated movies, they don't mess around.
I think they do mess around, because I think they get scrapped and then they pull it back again.
Yeah, but they want it to be as good as possible at this point. They don't want to just turn some stuff out because like, oh, I guess this is what we made. No. It's got to live up to the standard.
I will say it's kind of odd there's no DreamWorks movies we're talking about in the podcast. But I think it's just because of when they came out.
Is DreamWorks still a studio?
Yeah. Like, they're dead to us because they're not making Shrek movies right now. But they still exist.
I don't know. Like, they're not blowing up the charts.
They just did the third How to Train Your Dragon. They've done like Home. They had another more recent one.
The Croods.
Yeah, they just had the Croods 2 last year.
How could I forget the classic Boss Baby?
Boss Baby 2 coming out.
And then
the classic? You mean the Academy Award nominated film Boss Baby?
Yeah, the classic Academy Award nominated film Boss Baby.
Oh, I forgot they're doing a Spirit movie. Did you see this?
I've heard things.
I didn't know until like last month. And then I saw that all the native characters from the first one are now white.
Yeah, they really colonializing the Spirit franchise.
That's not in the spirit of the movies. No. Oh, and Trolls. They have the Troll movies.
Oh yeah, they just had that big straight to like VOD release for Trolls World Tour.
So yeah, there's that.
What was the Justin Timberlake song with that one?
I'm bringing sexy back. Yeah.
No,
is that not how songs work? You don't write a song and then 15 years later it's in an animated film you made?
No.
So Pawan, you're gonna hate this. I gotta run to the bathroom. So please vamp for a bit while I run away.
Okay. So let's talk more about what these minions do. These minions do the crimes. They don't do the times, though. They somehow always get away scot-free, and that's just in their nature. You can't trust minions unless you're the very special few who survived the minions. To survive the minions, you have to be good of heart, good of mind, body, and soul. Because otherwise, the minions will crush your spirit to the point where you can't exist anymore. Not as you are, but you must change. But the minions will not help with that. No. They will only make you come to this realization. So let's talk about minion autonomy. Why is it that the minions feel the need to serve others? And not in an altruistic way where, you help your community around you. No. They They need to be at the beck and call of someone to feel like they matter. See, I think the minions lack self-esteem. And one of the few shortcomings of this movie is that the minions don't grow. They don't realize that they could do it for themselves. They don't need no evil villain to follow. They could be the evil villain. They could get the big Kevin out and be like, Big Kevin is our leader. We're good. And like, I think Kevin would be an altruistic leader. He wouldn't be like, you stupid boy, you do this. And you stupid boy, you do that. No, he'll be like, we work together. See, that's what the minions are all about. As a group, they work together. But the flaw is that they work together as a henchman, as an underling for others. And I'm not about that. I'm
going to be honest. There's a quick second watching that movie where I was like, are they actually killing a minion? Because it's such a ridiculous idea. I didn't think they would play with it.
Which one?
Kevin. When Kevin explodes.
Oh, yeah. When he eats the lava.
I'm like, whoa.
Yo, he straight up ate an entire lava cannon.
Yeah. He did to sacrifice himself for the greater good. Now, didn't he also like swallow the overkills?
Yeah. And he killed them in his stomach.
How did they survive?
He has 2 stomachs.
Like a cow? A cow has 4 stomachs, but minions have 2? Are minions
no. Specifically, Kevin is the one with 2 stomachs because all minions have different anatomy.
So, important question. I overheard you were talking about the anatomy of minions. Are there different species of minions?
No. The species of minion, when you talk about minion,
sure,
it automatically is a wild card.
But
you never know what you're going to get when you pop one of them bad boys open. If you can pop one of those bad boys open.
If you met a type of cat that regularly only has one eye, it's going to be a different species of cat. Is it not?
You see, the thing is, scientists have not been able to crack open these bad boys and find out what's inside and what makes them tick, which is why they're all grouped under one species right now.
Oh. So it's more ignorance than anything else.
Mm-hmm. Wait, if you keep running into cats that only have one eye, they would still be cats.
But different types of cats. I'm asking if there's different types of minions.
Yeah, but that's not a different species.
Sorry, what's the word breed?
Listen.
No, it's no longer a cat. It's a Kate.
Listen, hey there, don't bring Kate Sith into this, all right? That's a completely different situation.
Who's that?
Final Fantasy. He is a cat who can talk.
I'm gonna be honest, not the biggest fan of Sandy B in this movie.
Really?
I usually do enjoy her. I found that she was not the most charismatic or even over the top scene chewingness that I was looking for in a performance like this.
Well, I mean, like, she just wanted to be pretty, man. She just wanted to be the princess. She wanted to be the queen. Just let her have a crown, man.
I think when you have the fairy godmother from Shrek 2 over there in the same movie, yeah, I go, huh? Maybe she should have been Scarlet Overcoat. Maybe Sandy B, her Oscar means nothing because it's for The Blind Side.
What?
I don't know. I've never seen The Blind Side, but my understanding is it's a white person saving the world movie.
Yeah. Though it's saving black man specifically.
Oh, and we know the world doesn't think of the black man, so it's not the world. John Hamm was fun. I enjoyed John Hamm.
Yo, Blerb was the best performance.
Really, a dual performance from John Hamm. Who would have thought? I was not ready for that. That's the thing with John Hamm. Is the man can literally do anything.
Yeah, he could be Herb, he could be Blerb, he could be Schlurb for all we know. Maybe he'll be Schlurb in the next movie.
Flurb. Wow.
Werb.
Do you think they're gonna come back in the Rise of Gru? I don't like that they connected to Gru at the end.
Yeah.
That felt short-sighted. Like they assumed they were only doing one Minion movie, which is ridiculous.
Well, I mean, I think it could still be a trilogy of Minion movies.
But you would assume it turns into a Gru movie in the next one.
No.
Would you not? Gru's a titular character now.
And
name one movie where the titular character is useless.
I'm not saying useless. I'm saying he's not going to be the main focus.
The Rise of Gru.
But look at what's in bigger text on this box.
The G from the General Mills logo.
And this box, it says Minions. Minions is the biggest word.
I still don't. I fear Gru's gonna take. So I feared that the Minions would be like a. I know we have differing opinions on it, but like a Cars 2 or a Finding Dory, where you take the side character and you blow up the role too much, right? Turns out not the case for Minions. I fear that will be the case for Rise of Gru, where Gru will be too important to the Rise of Gru.
I think Gru's gonna be a little baby child, and like the Minions are gonna be doing most of the work still.
We saw Gru at the end of Minions.
Yeah, he was a little baby child.
No, he's like.
I'm not saying baby as in like wham wham baby. I'm saying like he's a kid. He's a baby child.
I'm looking at this cast for Rise of Gru. Pretty stellar cast. Pretty stellar because you got.
Is Schlurb coming in?
Hey, there could be a surprise cameo. We don't know. But I'm looking at his cast, right? You got Taraji P. Henson, Michelle Yeoh. Is it RZA, the rapper who is the de facto leader of the hip hop group Wu-Tang Clan? I did not realize that's who he was. Jean-Claude Van Damme, Lucy Lawless, Dolph Lundgren, and motherfucker Danny Trejo. That's a great cast right there.
So Danny Trejo is going to play the Minions this time around.
Oh my God. Don't taunt me like that. Do not taunt me with that greatness. All right. It would be his greatest role since Man's Head on a Turtle in Breaking Bad. Or Machete in Spy Kids 3D.
Let's talk about the real MVP of this movie. Teddy bear. The teddy bear really be carrying its own weight.
That's the weird magic of these movies, is that the youngest one has a stuffed animal that you love because the young one loves it so much.
And like he ate that ruby. He ate it.
He did. I liked in that scene where it's like, oh, whoever gets the ruby becomes my minion, and they're all thrown off. In the wide shot showing everyone's body discarded on the ground, she's holding the teddy. She's not holding the ruby. That's a continuity non-error fixture. Okay. A continuity fixture, I guess. That I appreciate.
It's like when you look at the ceiling of a house and you're like, this shouldn't be able to stand on its own, but you see the reinforcement beams. Like that. Like, that's what this is.
They planned for this. They knew it was happening. And well done, Pierre, Coffin, and Kyle Balda. Well
done. How do we feel about the globe trotting nature of this film?
I forget it's a thing. It doesn't matter.
The other minions just jumping from like country to country, having like 5-second snippets of whatever is there.
That was one montage. How do I feel about one montage? It was fun.
Yes.
Maybe it could have been, a 5-minute short like so many of the other adventures in this movie.
Like, yo, that thing between the two bears, that was hilarious.
It was very funny. Very funny. They know how to do physical comedy very well with these movies.
You know, it's like if the people Blue Sky, it's like if Blue Sky Entertainment was like, you know what? Let's make a whole movie about Scrat. That's what it felt like.
Give me 1 second. 1 second.
I think they might have.
Second. Give me one moment right now. How dare you bring up Blue Sky? R.I.P.
Yeah, they're dead.
They did. I thought they did because of Disney. You know how I was talking about how Shrek 2 probably would be in the $1 billion club if it came out today?
Mm-hmm.
So would one or two of the Ice Ages.
Listen, I'll just say it. The Ice Age movies, not the best voice acting.
What? I've only seen the first one, but hold on. Ray Romano, John Leguizamo. The sequel
Ray Romano is just Ray Romano.
Adds Queen Latifah and Josh Peck.
Yeah, but Ray Romano as the main character, just be like, he might as well be Everybody Loves Raymond, but in like Ice Age times.
And you know what? Everyone does love Raymond. Why is this an issue with you? All right.
Listen, he wasn't playing the character. He was playing Ray Romano. I ain't about that. What if
he is the character? What if there's no? What if he's so close to the character?
Okay, listen. I can tell you. I can tell you right off the bat, Ray Romano is not a woolly mammoth. But I can tell you with 100% certainty.
Not the literal.
No.
He is character.
He is not a woolly mammoth.
The Ice Age franchise. When in Ice Age Continental Drift, the fourth film of the franchise, which grossed $877 million worldwide, stars Ray Romano, John Leguizamo, Dennis Leary, Queen Latifah, Jennifer Lopez, Drake, and Nicki Minaj.
Listen, sometimes these movies out here really do be just getting like big names and they phone it in. Phone it in.
Keke Palmer, Josh Gad, Peter Dinklage.
And
I don't know.
So those are names. That doesn't mean that they gave in their best performances.
I cannot believe it. My ears.
I mean, there's that animated movie that came out like 2 years ago that was like the Bible or whatever, called The Star or something like that.
Yeah, I believe Golden Globe nominated for its song. Carrie did a song for that movie.
That had like Zachary Levi, Stephen Yeun, Gina Rodriguez, Mariah Carey, Keegan Key. It's like that doesn't mean that they gave stellar performances.
That doesn't mean they're doing terrible performances. Oprah's in this movie. What? Oprah isn't the star? And the movie is a Golden Globe nominated movie for its song, The Star by Mariah Carey. So, and it's getting a sequel. What? The Star 2? Vorti? What does that mean?
The Star 2, the New Testament.
What is Vorti? What the fuck?
I mean, your first name's Christian, isn't it?
What does this mean? I have so many questions. This movie made no money.
Well, yeah.
$62 million off a $20 million budget.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's a Bible movie.
How much did Ferdinand make? Now I'm curious.
Ferdinand.
You know, everyone loves their John Cena's. I like that this episode just turned into us talking about non-Disney Pixar movies from the last century. Blue Sky Studios, Ferdinand, Academy Award nominated for Best Feature Film, Animated Feature Film, and a Golden Globe nominated for Best Original Song. $296 on Ferdinand cost $111 million. Ferdinand cost more than Minions.
And you know what? Maybe that's why Blue Sky Entertainment's no longer a thing.
Maybe. Oh my God.
You know what? That's
Peanuts movie cost $99 million.
That's another thing I'll give Minions. They were like, you know what? We're gonna make our movie the best possible. We're not just gonna throw in stuff that doesn't serve our story just because it might like give us an Oscar nomination. They didn't just create an original song just for the sake of it.
No, not for Minions. Not for Minions.
Exactly.
Not for Minions.
What are you saying?
Pawan, what's an emotion you might feel while watching the Despicable Me franchise?
I'm having a bad day. If you take it personal, then that's okay.
That's my favorite Pharrell song.
This was so fun to see. Oh, it's Despicable Me.
Huh.
What?
The only film in the Despicable Me franchise to be nominated for an Oscar is Despicable Me 2. The first, third, and Minions were not. Despicable Me 2 nominated for animated feature and song. For that, the great song you just delivered right there. Not, a song I forgot was written for the movie and then popped up while I was watching 2. I was like, huh.
Wait, there's a different song?
I can't tell if you're serious or not now.
There is no other song.
Wink once if you're serious.
I don't know how to wink.
Okay. Sounds like you're not happy.
I'm not, because you're not telling me what the song is.
I don't know how that song was written for Despicable Me 2. It's in a very short montage.
It seems like it seems like Can't Stop the Feeling, but for Despicable Me.
But Can't Stop the Feeling was written to be a finale for the movie. Happy is literally a short montage in the middle of the movie.
Whereas Minions were like, no. We're not going to try to like create a better version, a new song that's better than whatever we could find. No, we're going to rely on these better songs to carry our film and its biggest moments. Like, what was the song they did at the end?
Which?
Generation. They did that at one point. Rolling Stones.
Wait, for which movie?
Minions. There were a couple. Okay. They did a lot of British big hits.
I know they did, because I'll be honest, my mind started thinking of Despicable Me too. I know in Minions they did Make Him Laugh for the Yetis. From Singing in the Rain.
Okay.
Here's the songs I remember featured in the movie, right? Because they weren't sung by the Minions, but they're songs I know.
Revolution. That was the one they did at the end.
See, I recognize that the soundtrack included You Really Got Me in the chase sequence from when they're trying to chase the queen. And then
wait, My Generation. Oh, I need to retract what I said. I'm ridiculous. My Generation was The Who, not Rolling Stone.
See, I didn't even notice. So there's that.
Yeah, they did Revolution at the end, which is a Beatles. It's Beatles.
Does Minions end? Wait, does it end with the song?
Yes.
Doesn't it end with the Gru flying off? And saying,
yeah, but then like during the end credits, they.
Oh.
Did you stay for after the credits?
I saw like the Gru and them doing silly stuff.
But there was another scene after the credits, which did like a fun thing where it went through all the characters of the movie.
Oh, that's cute. Maybe I have a couple hours left on the rental.
Not just a couple hours. It was a 48-hour rental for some reason.
I don't know why this movie had a 48-hour rental. I think they knew people want their Minions.
I mean, the one that it was weird to see in this one was a Auld Lang Syne. Like I wasn't expecting such an old.
He sings it to the rat, right?
Yeah,
that's funny. We didn't even mention the rat.
Yeah, the rat.
Adorable. I didn't like. I think around the same time was that when they climb out of the sewers to Abbey Road, and I guess the Beatles walk over them. I didn't like
Yeah.
that. I didn't
Why?
like that reference. That was too winky.
I mean, it was 1968, bro.
That's too winky for
They
me.
set it up for it. They set it up for it.
Too much. You know you can't wink because you don't know how to wink, but they were winking too much. Illumination.
I liked it because it was another physical comedy gag, but with historical precedent.
Wow.
Which this film did a lot of.
So many layers. I truly think we're about to get the Despicable Me Renaissance.
What do you mean?
Because Despicable Me comes out 2010, and I feel like it's ready for that trajectory that Shrek had. Shrek came out 2001, gigantic film franchise.
What do you mean by Renaissance?
I don't know. I feel like there's this weird rebirth of love of Shrek in like the mid 2010s. And I think we're going to approach that with Minions again.
Didn't Shrek 4 come out in the 2010s?
2010. I said mid 2010s. It's like 14, 15. We saw Shrek resurgence. Maybe even a little earlier than, but I think
not talking about Independence Day. No. It's a Shrek resurgence.
Yeah. Yes, we gotta switch every franchise, see which one the word works with. But you know, it's I feel like Shrek died out with 4, but then everyone says they love Shrek.
Did you even see 4?
I
didn't see 4.
4 was when I, as a 13-year-old watching Shrek Forever After, that's when I figured out movies could be bad.
Oh.
It's not good.
I think it took me another year because that for me was when I saw Green Lantern.
Ooh. Did you see Ryan Reynolds did like a watch along with that movie?
No.
He was like, "Oh, it's not bad. I was drinking while watching it, but it wasn't bad." But yeah, I have this memory of my entire family saw Shrek Forever After, and my mom turns to me like, "Are you okay? You're not laughing." And I'm like, "It's not funny."
Oh, right. There was a time before that. You know how I enjoy Winnie the Pooh very much.
Which Winnie the Pooh movie?
I think it was Piglet's Big Movie.
Oh no!
We literally left in the middle of.
I love Piglet's Big Movie growing up.
We literally left in the middle of that, and Garfield, we left in the middle of that too.
Well, you should have saw A Tale of Two Kitties instead.
I mean, like when Garfield 2, A Tale of Two Kitties, like the trailers were coming out, I was like, let's go see that one. My mom's like, no, I'm not paying money to walk out of another movie.
You know the story of how Bill Murray signed on to do Garfield?
Go for it.
All right. Garfield the movie, 2004. So probably like 2003, they were working on it, right? The script lands on his desk, assumedly. Bill Murray goes, "Oh, it's written by a Coen brother? I'll do it." One of the credited writers is Joel Cohen. Cohen, not Coen. So the story is that is why Bill Murray did
But
Garfield.
then why did he do the second one?
So attached to that franchise.
I mean, he was like, whoa, I get to play 2 cats? Sign me up.
Here are some of the credits from Joel Cohen. Just to clarify. He's credited on Toy Story, the original Toy Story.
Mm-hmm.
Monster Mash the movie. Cheaper by the Dozen. Do you know Monster Mash the movie? I don't know what this is.
I think that was supposed to be like in the Dark Universe.
No, this is like 1995.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But Cheaper by the Dozen, the Steve Martin remake. Evan Almighty, Daddy Day Camp. And then
Daddy Day Care?
Camp, the sequel.
Oh, I have Care on DVD.
And the video game Skylanders Spyro's Adventure. Interesting.
You know what? I might have brought it up before, but I'm very upset that the Tom Cruise Mummy movie didn't do well. I wanted my Dark Universe. Okay, I wanted my Monster Mash Avengers movie.
You wanted Johnny Depp as the Invisible Man?
Well, he's invisible, so he didn't need to be there. Listen,
I don't know if that's how that might be how it
we
works.
could have had a new Phantom of the Opera. We could have had a new creature from the Black Lagoon.
I'm looking at the Mummy, right? Box office isn't as bad as I thought it was. Box office 410 million worldwide. The problem is the budget is somewhere between 125 and 195 million.
Yeah, because they were banking on that starting that franchise.
They really were.
And I mean, like, I'm partially to blame. I still haven't seen that movie.
Wasn't Russell Crowe like Dr. Jekyll?
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, it's so stupid. I love it. And like
Jake Johnson is in that movie as well.
And Monster Mash would have been a musical. And that would have been amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would have been amazing.
Is there anything else we have to say about Minions? Oh, I liked the sequence when they're when you're standing on the side of the road and you're what is it called?
Hitchhiking.
Hitchhiking. They're hitchhiking and the car comes and then you don't know if it's gonna hit him or not, and it stops. And there's this awesome like POV shot of I guess it's Kevin, who's like so much smaller than the car as they go around the car, and it's this giant force and the way it's lit. Like that actually is a pretty badass shot in this movie.
I also really loved that family. And like the way they were just like, all right, we're gonna go for a walk.
That's hysterical. I was unaware about it. And let's not forget Michael Keaton and Allison Janney. Two of our greatest talents right now. God, that's a funny sequence. We forgot to mention when they're going around the world, right? The Minions traveling, trying to get to London to meet with Bob, Stuart, and Kevin. And they walk across the moon landing set. Yeah. Which,
I mean, that means in the world of Despicable Me, no one's reached the moon. It was all fake.
Does that mean no one reached the moon until Gru stole the moon? I'm like,
yeah.
Wow.
That's why it was so epic.
Wow.
It was a pro gamer move when Gru did that.
Would you say it's a continuity fixture?
I mean, yeah, this movie this movie provides the support beam for that in the first movie.
I love the scene where Stuart and Bob are like on the top of the church or cathedral or whatever, and a bee lands on Bob, and Stuart hits the bee but misses, and Bob starts crying, and Stuart's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." Then the bee lands again, and then it does it again. That's a funny scene. These Minions are funny. More people should watch Minions stuff.
The way the way they get into the like coronation room, and they're on the chandelier, and they're being chased by the bee, and it unscrews. The fact that it was screwed in as opposed to like welded also got it.
It's so simple and so genius. And we haven't even discussed them getting rewarded at the end. Which, let's be honest, what did Stuart do?
That's why he got punked.
King Bob was the king. All right. Kevin
was big Kevin.
Was big Kevin. Stuart there.
I mean, listen, Stuart really he carried the morale. He carried the morale.
Stuart destroys his gift from the royal family
because he's a heavy rocker, man.
Stuart.
He, in the long line of rockers that he's following, like the Who, the Beatles,
the Monkees.
He's got to break his guitar.
I did like when they sang the Monkey song. That's adorable. And then she brings them to the underground dungeon, and they're like, we're still singing, but this is weird. You know what I'm talking about?
Mhm.
It's a funny scene. But yeah, Stuart, fuck off, Stuart. You deserve that snow globe. Nothing
Listen,
else.
the way the rest of the minions came out of that train.
Which now this is the question I have watching these movies. Do people just know that the minions exist in this world?
Well, now they do.
Because when Ass and Janny talk to him in the car, they're like, she's like, oh, you know, apples. Every boy like yellow bald creature needs to grow. I'm like, hold on, no one's gonna question what these are.
Why would they? They exist. They're here. They're yellow. Let them be, man.
Are they in the history books?
I feel like they're just outside of the history books.
Oh, they're like Peter Dinklage in the end of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Wow.
What was so there was the stay clear, like mind the gap or whatever.
Mind the gap, yeah.
And then what did the one minion say to the kid after that?
He was just saying mind the gap, right?
Oh, he actually just said it in English?
Huh. Yeah, they randomly speak English. And then we briefly mentioned it. The sword in the stone. Of course. Yeah. Of course.
Just the way they go from like chasing them down for being thieves to being like, oh well, the prophecy, like you can't do anything about it.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And in a sense, was it Bob who got it, or was it those extendo arms created by Herb?
No, I thought he was just using his normal hands.
No, it was the extendo arms.
Whoa. So are the extendo arms worthy?
Yo, Herb. Or was it Slurb or Blerb?
Blerb. And I do want to say, like, this is a very well animated film.
Yeah.
The details on the buildings, and then when you see giant Kevin, the leather of his gloves and the denim of the overalls, like that's very well animated and beautifully done.
The way he got stuck between buildings was hilarious. And I just love how all the other minions were like, you know what? We're not going to find him. Let's just have a tea party in this one.
Which, did they pay for the tea party? Were they someone's guest? How did this work?
I'm like, they literally took over the entire store.
Yeah, did someone pay for the bill when they left?
All I remember is there's that one minion who stayed behind and ate as many of the like sweets before he got to leave.
Good for you, Minion. Good for you.
You know, the one thing that did break my immersion a bit.
Wow, what? Something broke your immersion in this movie?
It broke it for me, is that these things are prehistoric, yet they have common names of people from today.
Well, as we know, English isn't rooted in Latin. It's rooted in Minionese. So,
because like, why aren't any of them named Abraham?
How do you know there's not an Abraham?
They never said an Abraham.
By my count, from my readings, there's 899 minions.
Oh, well, listen, until they name Abraham, there isn't an Abraham.
It's Schrodinger's cat, okay? You don't know if there is or isn't.
You know what? Now I just want a like 15-minute short film that is them just naming all the minions. Like a conveyor belt style.
What? Was that possibly an idea I had to make this movie better? I guess no longer. No longer.
Well, you know what? Great mans think alike.
So that's that. Oh, did she tell before Scarlett tried to kill Bob and Stuart, did she tell them they're going to heaven?
You know, I forgot to bring out my notes.
She goes, oh, you don't need Teddy where you're going to heaven. Why do you think they're going to heaven if you don't like
No,
them?
but like also like you're evil and they're evil. Why would they go to heaven? Oh, there was one moment that that actually took me by surprise in this type of movie.
All right, go.
There was a moment of quiet. There was like 10 seconds after Kevin left the pub where it was just his footsteps. And I was like, wow, I'm surprised that happened in a movie like this.
What does that mean?
Well, you know, a lot of kids' movies of this ilk, they just keep throwing more and more stuff at you. No downtime.
I had an idea. I had an idea on how to fix this.
My first note was like right from the logos. I just said right off the bat, no escape.
What?
Because like what with the Universal jingle and that, it was the Minions doing the sounds. I was like, right off the bat, no escape.
I think they should do that for all movies. When I watch Fast 9, I want to hear the Minions do their Universal theme.
And then the one other note I had left, you remember that chase sequence where the cops were coming after them? I love how the one of the cops that was like driving was also pouring tea. Like angrily pouring tea while driving.
That's funny.
Crazy.
We done?
I think so.
We really had some fun with this movie.
We did.
But as we know, no movie is perfect. Right? Even when you have 899 minions, you could have had the 900th minion. Could have done something with it. So, we're going to see how we would make this movie better. Should I start or should you start?
You can start.
I will start. Obviously, Jeffrey Rush, we love him, love his Barbosa. We don't need a narrator for this film. What I think instead is you have subtitles for the minions to tell you what they're saying so that this film could then be submitted for best foreign language film in the Golden Globes and win that award. Actually, let me just do a little looky. See what it would have beat. Not what could have beaten, what it would have beat. Because you know, Minions. All right. So in the year of 2015, would it beat Son of Saul? Have you seen Son of Saul?
No, but I know what it is.
It is a spectacular film, and too bad it's gonna lose to Minions. It's the right thing to do, but it's a painful thing to do. That's my first thing. Second, they grab sort of the stone. That's one Disney reference in this film already. What about another one? So the minions, as you know, stand atop on each other and are disguised. I think of it as Minion Man, very similar to Muppet Man, a thing the Muppets do when they stand on top of each other and disguise.
It's not just a thing, like Muppets didn't create that.
But they gave the name, the Muppet Man. I don't know, but they call it Muppet Man. So the minions are going to run into the Muppets during their tour of the castle. All right.
But Muppets aren't even British.
Minions. Sandra Bullock isn't British. John Hamm
her character is.
Her character's not British.
Her base is in Britain. Her base was in London.
Swedish Chef is European. Think of a French Muppet. Did I make that up? But yeah, the Muppets, they go on tour a lot. So they have a show in London and they have some free time. I saw Muppets Most Wanted.
Cool.
So Minion Man runs into Muppet Man. They have a little fun. Now, when all the minions are walking around the world trying to find London, there's a moment where they're behind a boat and the boat is tugging them forward. The boat, the Titanic, obviously.
In 1968?
Obviously. No. They left the caves in 1911. Just took a long time to get there. So this next bit is my risky bit. I'll be honest, maybe not a great idea. I had a great idea, but I also want to ground it in some reality. And the realities of the facts are not great. So I'm going to toss it out there. You tell me if it's good or not.
Okay.
Remember, this film made in 2015, released in 2015.
Okay.
Times were different back then. All right. So as we know, at the end of this movie, Kevin is knighted. Peace, Sir Kevin. And then they all run off to help crew. Except for Kevin. Kevin stays behind. And then the end credits, we see pictures, collages of what happens to Kevin. Kevin grows up to be the only honorary sir named Kevin. Kevin Spacey. Is that a bad idea? Yeah. Okay. I thought it was a great idea until I saw the only honorary Kevin knighted is. I'm like, really? That's the only Kevin?
Nah.
This may be the first time one of us actually made it worse.
So great minds think alike. I agree. Jeffrey Rush doesn't need to be there.
No.
But instead of making it a foreign film, what I'd do is I'd make it an art house film. The first children's art house movie. Make it in the vein of like There Will Be Blood, where the first hour of that movie, no dialogue.
Wait, I've never seen There Will Be Blood. There's no dialogue in the first hour?
There's no dialogue for the first hour of that movie.
Fucking Paul Thomas Anderson. I love that man.
So like let's make this the children's version of There Will Be Blood. No dialogue for the first like 30 minutes.
How many milkshakes?
And you know what? Let's just throw in more references. Like when Big Kevin shows up, he stops by a Starbucks, grabs the thing. He's like, "This isn't a milkshake," but in Minionese, so he's like, "Baka baka milkshake."
That's funny.
I'll be honest. I didn't think this through. I just had that. Let's do some fun things with the other minions. Let's have them try to find another character, but instead of Scarlet Pumperkill, they find Pumperkill Scarlet. Just an off-brand version somewhere else in the world. And it's just like
don't give away the sequel. Don't give away the sequel. All right. They got Sandy B again.
Yeah, and in the second movie, it's not Gru, it's Urg that they're following.
We're not looking out to make a sequel better. All right, we're looking out to make this one better.
And you know what? Like at the end, when like I went on a mini tangent where I was like, you know what, these minions, they always feel the need to serve someone, not in an altruistic way, but to be like at the beck and call of people. What I want is these minions to figure out like we could be our own villains. We could be our own banana villain.
What does that mean?
Like we could be our own big force of evil. We don't need no mans. We don't need no womans.
All right.
And then the sequel is called Not Minions. Wow. Boom.
Hold on. I have one last fix, may I add?
Mm-hmm.
I retract all the Sir Kevin stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible idea. I'm sorry, I tossed it out there. We got workshop stuff sometimes, you know. Minions is, I believe, the shortest film we've talked about so far in this podcast. Yes. The second shortest, to my understanding, is a tie between Toy Story 3 and Alice in Wonderland. Minions is 1 hour, 31 minutes. The other two are 1 hour, 48 minutes. All right. So people are willing to sit in a theater for at least 1 hour and 48 minutes for a movie, and it still makes $1 billion. So we have an opportunity. We have an opportunity to do something to add to this film to make it better. All right. And what else adds minutes, nay, hours of entertainment? So credits end, right? And then you see Stuart there with his snow globe. And he shakes it. And he shakes it. And he shakes it some more. And it goes on for 17 whole minutes at the end of the movie to make it 1 hour and 48 minutes, tying with Toy Story 3 and Alice in Wonderland.
You know what that reminds me of?
What?
You know the band Clipping.
Yes, yes.
Experimental hip hop group.
Sure.
On their previous album, not the latest one, the one that came out right before it.
The space one?
No. It's again still like horror movie thing. They released 2 of those albums.
Okay.
It ends with a 17-minute track called Piano Burning, which is just the sound of a piano burning.
Huh.
So you just did the Minions equivalent of piano burning.
Or they did the clipping equivalent of Minions.
Well, I mean, piano burning is like a classic piece. They didn't create the concept. They just did their rendition of it. Yeah,
because Minions came up with it first. In this hypothetical world.
Okay, new version. End credits. The Minions start playing around with a piano. It catches on fire, and they're still playing around with it, going for that rendition of Piano Burning.
Wow. Wow. Well, I think we did a lot of. Some may say continuity fixtures to the movie.
Oh, wait. I have one more continuity fixture.
Give it to us.
They're like that. Scarlet Pumper Pill keeps saying, said in that one line, "You're going to heaven." Let's establish what Minion Heaven looks like in the end credits after all the credits are over.
Okay,
let's see what Minion Heaven looks like.
Let's workshop this, okay? So she says, "You're going to heaven," lights the fuse. Kevin's running after them, but they set off and start flying before Kevin gets there. So they don't know Kevin's there. And so out of fear, they start imagining what their heaven would be. And so you go into Stuart's head, we see Stuart's heaven. Then you go to Bob's head, Bob's heaven. And then it turns out Scarlett forgot Teddy. We see Teddy's version of heaven. Then as they're imagining, Kevin grabs them in the air, thus saving them. But we still get like heavens.
And then Kevin is their god.
Oh, I thought that was assumed.
Because Big Kevin.
That was implied. Was it not implied?
It was not. But
oh, I apologize. Yes, Kevin is their god.
I mean, he is their savior.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So those were
some fixtures in the house of Minions.
Not minions, minions. It's 2 words, minions. And you know, these are
our opinions.
Though. Opinions. Not facts, not science.
No.
All right. Who do you think we are? Dr. Flux?
Dr. Wux?
Dr. Blerb Flux?
Whoa. They can't say that in the movie. It's PG.
But you're like, why is this PG?
What do you mean, why?
I thought I was going to say it on the screen behind me. That's why I turned around.
Okay, you know what? Let's do another rendition of why is the MPAA rate this the way it did.
Yeah, let's look. I'm going to look up the Minions. Rated PG.
You know what? This should have been rated R because there was more than some violence, if you ask me.
Well, according to this, it's rated PG for action and rude humor.
I mean, the humor was pretty rude.
I guess
like he kept smacking right? Bob's face. That's rude.
That's funny. That's funny.
And it's rude.
I'm sorry.
And it's rude.
On IMDb, under profanity, it's listed as mild. No strong profanity, just a use of blimey and a few uses of God's name in vain.
That's not okay.
Under frightening and intense scenes, again, mild. Kevin's explosion looks like a death is very upsetting. However, he turns out to be alive, hang gliding with his pants and in his underwear. I think if we return to the second, we're gonna use IMDb because this is funny.
New segment. We look at the IMDb parent suggestion ratings for what all the movies we talk about.
Hey, Pawan.
Maybe.
There's a slightly intense chase scene in which the minions are chased throughout London by many other villains, right?
Oh, that one. I thought you were going to bring up the one with the angry pouring of tea. That was very scary.
Which one is that one?
That was when they were going for the crown.
Hold on. Full frontal male nudity on Michelangelo's David and Scarlet Overkill's vault can be seen briefly. I don't remember.
No, not in my PG film.
Again, under sex and nudity, it's mild.
Because it's art.
It's an art house children's film, right?
You know what? You said that that movie Nomadland was rated R because of that one sequence.
Mhm.
They should have just been like, no, it's artistic nudity. Make it rated PG. Make it make sense.
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Hey, MPAA, send us an email. Pawan, what's the email?
Billion _dollar _ movie _ at $1 billion movie club at http / you know what it is.com black and yellow _XD.
Yes, in honor of Minions Week, we've changed our email to include black and yellow. So one more time, Pawan, for those who missed it.
It is billion _dollar club movie _ at http / black and yellow you know what it is.com / oh man.
I remember the has 8 M's. and for the first 8 people to email that address, you're gonna win love.
No, you're just gonna win.
Oh, cool.
You're gonna win
in life. So we need cold hard science facts, like the name of our email address. It's a fact that that's the name of the email address. We need the cold hard facts on how good this movie is in comparison to other films we've discussed on this podcast.
And you know what? That wasn't enough clap emojis.
We need to discuss how good this film may be if one were to compare it to other films on this podcast, like maybe Skyfall or Lord of the Rings.
Okay. We're good.
It's time to rank these movies. As always, Juan, there's a
Heads.
coin. As always, you say heads, and it lands on tails. Wow.
I ain't about this. But since I'm gonna just say it, I ain't about this.
Ain't about what?
All right. Do you like this film better or worse than Jurassic World? That was last week, right?
Yeah, that was last week. And this is a harder decision than I thought it would be.
Only Jurassic World is what
Yeah,
we're
I know.
counting.
This is harder than I thought it would be.
Wow.
I'll be honest, I thought I would hate both these movies. I don't hate either of them.
Wow.
If you were to ask me which movie I'd watch right now, fuck, it'd be the Fighting Dinosaurs. I say worse.
Okay. Is this film better or worse than Frozen?
Worse.
Is this film better or worse than Marvel's The Avengers?
Can I point out? I think it's better than The Hobbit. Let's say better than The Avengers. I'll say better than The Avengers.
Okay. So we have 29 and 30.
29 and 30. And so the number is 30. Minions sitting as the 30
Gradient.
30 greatest film. Hold on, how does Minions to ever cross the $1 billion mark?
Here you go. Here's how you spell Minions.
Oh, is it GRU?
Okay. And now let's go through the list. Everyone's favorite segment where we just list movies as they happen to be in this Excel spreadsheet. Sorry, Google Sheets. We don't have Excel money. All right, let's start at the bottom.
All right. Am I starting you? It sounded like you were starting.
Yeah, but I don't see. Oh, it is there. 47, we got Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides.
46, Alice in Wonderland.
45, Toy Story 3.
44, Avatar.
41, Transformers Dark of the Moon.
40, Avengers Age of Ultron.
38, Transformers Age of Extinction.
37, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest.
34, Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace.
33, The Dark Knight Rises.
32, The Dark Knight.
31, Marvel's The Avengers.
30, Minions.
28, The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey.
27, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2.
26, Jurassic Park.
25, Iron Man 3.
24, Frozen.
22, Jurassic World.
Tied at 21, Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Jordan Peele's Us, and
19, Titanic.
Number 3, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King.
2, Furious 7.
And at number 1, Bond. Skyfall. I should have said fall. Skyfall. I realized my mistake. Now I apologize.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of the $1 Billion Club Movie Club.
Pawan, did you confuse the name of the podcast with the podcast email again?
I might have. Not gonna lie.
Thank you for coming and watching or listening.
And thank you for joining us for another Minion Friday.
Another Minion Friday. Because, every day is a Minion Friday.
Every Friday is a Minion Friday. It only happens once every 7 days. You get a 1 in 7 chance of it being Minion Friday. And when you get it, you gotta grab it and take it and squish it and see if it pops, which it probably won't because Minions don't pop.
How do you know Minions don't pop? We don't know the
Oh
anatomy
wait,
of Minions.
I just remembered. New fix for the movie.
Do I just leave this here or do I edit it out and just throw it in?
New fix for the movie. During the torture scene where they were trying to torture the minions, he finally gets a layer off, and underneath is another skin of yellow.
Shout out to Max Lismarchio. Thank you for the art as always. Any shout outs you want to make?
You know what? Shout out to my boy Big Kevin. Big Kevin. Small Kevin, I could do without. Big Kevin, though, you can't.
You cannot.
Shout out to that queen holding down like a G.
Was she?
We completely ignored the pub scene. Like that was cool.
Because I forgot it was a thing. It's only there so he can see the news report.
Nah, she was just chilling, man. She was just like, you know what? I'm done with my responsibility. We good out here. I'm just vibing.
You know what else is done? This podcast always.
Whoa. Shout out to different Minion anatomies. I'm here for it. You know, like some of them be looking like yellow Mike Wazowskis, and that's great. Did that just land for you like 10 seconds later?
No, it's just like, how did we not mention Mike Wazowski yet in this episode? Huh. Well, thank you for watching or listening to this episode of the $1 Billion Movie Club. Remember to subscribe on the YouTubes and like that video, or maybe on the Spotify's or Google Podcast or
remember,
Apple Podcast.
Remember to subscribe to our mailing list, our email list.
Yeah.
We're gonna. Miss Simpson, why don't you tell us what the email was?
$1 billion_movie_club at $1 Billion Movie Club at gmail.yahoo. Black and yellow. You know what it is. Dot QRX WASDA.
Don't forget the WASDA. That's the most important. Like without that, you're nothing. You become nothing. If you try to input the rest of that, but you forget the WASDA, poof, you're no longer experiencing Minion Fridays. You'll never experience another Minion Friday again.
You might as well just try to retrieve a future version of yourself, but then the future version of yourself killed you. Thus, creating a time loop, time paradox.
Time destroying.
That continuity is not a fixture. And with that, banana. Oh, look at you did like a double in the air one. That's like when
because I needed to leave space because
that's like when people jump in the air and then they do the kick. Welcome to this week's episode of the $1 Billion Movie Club. You don't hide the dead corpse under your body, under your bed,
under my body. The dead corpse under my dead corpse.